Hey everyone, it's your favorite Karmea and
I'm Karmea Wells, an Unorthodox Southern Belle, and
I'm Marcus, your favorite gentleman. Forgive me, all. I have been recovering from the sickness, the cold, the flu, but forgive me. Yes, I'm Marcus. That's Karmea, the incredible hostesses of the Mostess, and we are on our holiday special. We are recapping the year and being grateful and thankful and wanting to talk to you all and share with you all what you all are grateful and thankful for. But before we dive in, Carmina, are you in the spirit? Are you feeling that Holy Ghost spirit? No, I'm just kidding.
I am feeling the spirit of the season. I am. I'm very happy. It seemed like we got to the end of the year very quickly. 2025 is like right there. Just, almost 9-10 months ago, we were saying like, hey, this year's gonna go by slow, or we're about to start a new year. We're about to start this year, and here we are again. The cycle continues.
You're so right. It's been an epic year. It's been a really expedited year. This year has been moving fast like crazy, and it's been absolutely just unique and special. And we have I think a caller to the show. Let's see what's going on here. Man, that was quick. We didn't even announce nothing yet. we'll catch that one next time. But we have a very special guest. We have last year's winner of our cash prize giveaway sitting backstage. This woman is absolutely been phenomenal. She's been supporting the show since the beginning, and it's been a real powerhouse speaker. She is phenomenal. She's on social media. She's doing big things, and she is actually on a health and wellness journey, I believe, Carmine. Kind of like what you're doing. So she looks absolutely fantastic. She is changing the game, and she's making a statement before 2025. We have help us welcome to the stage the incredible Miss Kyra Shackleford. I got her, y'all. I got her.
How are you?
How are you, Miss Kyra?
How are you guys doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I feel great. I'm wonderful. How are you two?
Doing good.
How are you doing, Karmea?
I am doing
You look
good.
good,
I'm doing good. Thank you. You too as well.
Marcus.
I
Thank you.
couldn't be jollier unless I was like Santa Claus with a suit on. I am so happy.
Good.
Miss Kyra, thank you for making time of being here. Thank you for jumping on the show. It is absolutely dope to have you. You are last year's winner of our cash prize giveaway. First, I want to say thank you, Carmea, and I thank you for tuning in. Were you expecting that? I gotta ask. Were you expecting to win? 'Cause I never win. I never win any game, any corporate event, anything I go. I've never won anything.
No,
You didn't expect to win?
no, I didn't think that I would win at all. I thought that no, not by any chance. I figured that there would be people all on the lines and that had that they had all of the right answers, and I just happened to listen, I guess.
Well, you listened, you got it right, and you got it correct. It was absolutely super dope, phenomenal to have you, and that was epic. What I gotta ask, did what did your friends, family think? Did they thought you were crazy that you won money on a game show, on a podcast?
They were excited. They were just like, "Oh, you won!" And then they were like, "We figured you win. You know, you're all pretty much investigate stuff, and
Ev- Everybody is rooting
trying
for you.
to
Oop.
make new friends." And I was just and always seemed part of that legacy that you guys are building.
Aw. Aw. Well, you look fantastic again. It's
I'm sorry, I have a
incredible.
cat right here, so if you hear purring, that's not that's just
That's the cat, not any other cat.
yeah.
Kyra Shackleford on the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. Karmea, we've had an incredible year, and
Thank you. I appreciate
whoop,
it.
Oh,
technology.
you're welcome. I heard the appreciated part. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
we appreciate you. Karmea, it's been a epic year. It's been a crazy year, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
This has been, there's one interview that has stuck out with us and really been a interview. I remember the interview we did with the lady and talking about 50-50 relationships. We did that on Same Difference podcast. And Carmia had some choice words to say. I think everybody had some choice words to say on that episode. We have a short clip here of that 50-50 dating tips recap of that show. Welcome to the show. You guys have the floor.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off with a hard question. This is something that we talk about quite often. 50-50 or 100% in relationships. So what is it that you guys actually prefer, or what is it that you think is right? Yeah, let's hit it.
So I'll jump on this grenade with my co-host here. 50-50. So here's the thing. I believe in 100% effort on both parties. No, you shouldn't go into relationships with a half mindset. Both parties should contribute to the relationship fully, because that's what you do on your own, right? And so
Mhm.
I don't have a mindset of, I'll pay half or you do half. I want, if provision is what you want, help me get you there. Mm, mm. That was an epic discussion we had on the Same Difference is podcast. Our podcast, we came together and did a collaboration episode, and that was epic. Carmia, do you still feel the same way about 50-50 relationships?
Yeah, but like, look, it's based off of what you like personally. I can't, because somebody may be okay saying that one person handles 100% of everything. Like, who am I to say that it's wrong or right? But I honestly feel what you said was it was very correct to me. My person, like, you come in with 100%, 100%. We both giving in our all. We both here. We might as well hit it hard.
Miss Kyra, how do you feel about 50-50 in
Absolutely.
relation?
I'm definitely on the same boat. It's hard to, I agree with Carmia 100%. It's very difficult to find someone that's even willing to go 50-50 these days. I'm in Metro Detroit and I've been here for almost 14 years. And the closest I found is probably about 25%. So still out there looking.
A quarter.
They're putting in quarter effort.
A
Is that what you're
quarter.
saying? What?
Yes, yes. And these are the men that find themselves high value, I believe. And it may because they're looking for someone younger, they're looking for someone that's within a certain um, weight scale, between 120, we're average Americans over here. And we
Right.
need to become a little more cognizant of who we are. But
That's
that's
real.
just what I have found. But I'm also looking at, in the future, I will be looking more towards an older age bracket versus my age bracket. I'm in my young 40s, so I think I need to start looking at the 50s.
So we have a comment on Instagram. They said, "Hey, what? Nobody only willing to give 25% deserves attention." So- oh my,
But the problem is that I always, like I tell my friend,
Mm,
I tell him all the time about, look, there's always somebody who's willing to do it. And that's the screwed up part about it. There's somebody who's willing to say, you know what, I'm gonna give that person attention, even though they only gonna give that much percentage to me. And if there's always someone willing to do it, then there's always gonna be people like that.
that's real. That's right. This is, by the way, this is our call-in
Exactly.
episode.
At where I am in life,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
where I am in life, I'm almost an empty nester, and I'm a professional woman. I believe that if you can
Shot.
only
Shot.
give me 25%, then I can take that 25% and
Uh-oh.
You're good. You're good. So it sounded like there's a little bit of breaking up there, but it sounded like if there. That was quick. Okay, so we have
oh,
a
no worries.
caller calling into the show, Gentleman Style Podcast.
To accept, press 1. To
Uh,
send
Good evening. This is Gentleman Style
um,
Podcast show. How may I help you?
I
This is Jared A. Birch. What's going on?
said that if he can only give 25%,
Mr. Jared Birch, also a incredible man, powerhouse speaker, coming back to Gentleman Style Podcast stage. Brother, how are you, sir? Where are you calling from today? I know you're a world traveler, and what are you grateful for this year?
Well, I'm calling from the city of Cincinnati, Ohio, where we are experiencing some of that snow. I'm definitely not a fan, but to be honest, I would have to say that I have learned to be grateful for the the small things, such as I really don't want to call them small because they make such a big difference. But maybe I'll call it the things that don't get the focus or the attention. Um, the little things that just make bigger things seem more valuable, such as I'm thankful for being able to spend quality time with my family members. Now, although that seems like, man, everybody would. When I say the smaller things is being able to spend the time just to have some of those conversations to find out what family members are experiencing, are going through. Um, some of the things that you would take for granted, having a small conversation. See, those conversations that are small lead to something that's bigger, which is trust. I had to experience here quickly my niece, who is in the Navy. She calls me her favorite uncle, but I'm having conversations with her and checking on her and planting seeds. But I found out recently that she just experienced having a boyfriend who um, she woke up the next morning and found out that her boyfriend and a couple of his friends got into an accident and all of them died. And those seeds, those small seeds that I was planting, having those conversations, allowing myself to just be there, the ministry of just presence, just being there. That sowed enough seeds so that she would call me and let me know, hey, not only did this happen, he just lost his life, but I'm in a place right now where I really don't know what to do. What seemingly seemed small, by taking those times of value and just being able to be there with her, because I planted those small seeds. When they came back and it was time for me to reap, I was able to be the one that she could trust. So those seeds that I planted came back in the form of being a credible source for her, trust in her. And so that when she called me, she said, hey, I wasn't picking up the phone for anybody, but I saw it was you and I wanted to pick up the phone because you've been there.
that
So I just say that to say this is that I'm picking up everything big right now, but I saw it was you small. But what kind of seeds do you have in your hand? So I'm thankful for the small sections and signs and the seeds that I had in my hand that I saw enough in them to plant and make sure that when I was planting them, I expected a harvest to come back. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. Miss Shackleford,
Mm.
did you catch all that? That was wow.
Mm.
That was big. That was big. It speaks to the heart of things, and you're right. We can't take 1 second for granted. We can't take any part of any day, whether it be even when we find ourselves in those moments where we're like, I'm mad at you, but they could be gone tomorrow. That person,
Mhm.
Man,
and
that's
wow,
so true. That's so true.
that's real. That's real. Mr. Jared, thank you, brother. Thank you for sharing. You've been a wealth of knowledge. We gotta get you back on for the follow on relationship talk. But you see how this man putting me out of business with his smooth jazz voice, right? You see, I gotta work on
Man,
my smooth player voice, man. But not player, but
man,
smooth.
I just want, I appreciate you, bro. I really want to say that. I appreciate you as a black man. I appreciate you as a businessman, an entrepreneur, because I follow you. I see what you're doing and what you've been through, and you're consistent with your seeds of greatness, and a win will not always feel like a victory, but I'm telling you, you've been winning. I'm telling you, it may not always feel like a victory, but I've been following you, and you're definitely winning because your seeds are growing. I'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Have
sir.
a good one. Thank you.
Mm, he almost got me, y'all. He almost got me.
It's all
Uh,
right.
Miss Shackleford, what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? What are you proud of? What's next? Right? What do you have in store for 2025?
I am so grateful to get through another year. This has been
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
one heck of
So
a year for not just myself, but everyone. We have so much uncertainty health journey, and I just want to see people just getting along and being happy to be here.
be happy, be here, and be
Like
in love.
the
Mm-hmm.
first.
Mm. Karmea passed the curse.
Did you hear me?
That was
No,
childish. You see-
no. There's a
like I look,
there's a bit of lag on in Miss Kyra's.
I see
We're
the
trying to
reason
listen to
why.
you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll try to listen to you. You got a bit of lagging. I know because I used to be there. I used to be there, so I came from the beginnings. And the
Mhm.
lag is real right now. And we try to listen in, but it keeps on cutting in and going out, cutting in and going out. I used to be there, so I understand
Oh, okay.
completely. And he just shaded me because he knows I used to be there because he's
Oh,
petty as hell.
No, it sounds like, but Miss Shackelford,
well,
what I picked up is you're
I'm just
grateful
gonna say,
because you've had a
we just
hard
have
year.
to continue to pour into each other.
Yeah, it sounds
Well,
like
I
you've
think
had a
all of
hard
us have
year.
had a hard year when it comes to like inflation and family. Uh, Not so much. I am my backup. I always have been. I take care of me. I take care of it, my girls. I take care of everybody. But you know, for 2024, so many people with inflation that's going on, so much death that's going on. A gentleman his that I went to school with, and his son was just found yesterday, and he was only 16 years old from my hometown. So I'm just looking at it as we got to pour into each other as a community as much as possible. And we can't look at, although when I say 25% for men, that's not, it's from a financial standpoint, that's just effort. We got to continue to pour into each other, because eventually, God willing, we're going to be in our 70s and 80s, and we don't want to be there alone.
True.
So that's what I'm looking forward to in 2025, just continuing to pour into people.
Pour in, pour in, and continue to
How about
pour
you?
into yourself. I am. I'm grateful for a lot of things. I'm
Correct.
one of the biggest things is connection. Um, my girl and I, we are in a transition where we're realizing that the people that we've had in our past, ever since we connected, the people we've had in our past have not been the best support system, have not been healthy for us when we were individuals on our own, when we were single. And now in this phase, just like you said, just like Mr. Birch pointed out, there's a lot of growth been happening ever since this connection that I've had with her. And there's it's good growth. It's good growth on both ends. And we realize now that the friends that we used to have are no longer good for us. They're not healthy for us. They're not there. And I'll give an example. An example is um my my one of the things that I think black women do sometimes in the past that I've experienced is when they would approach me and we would have a disagreement. Her one of her automatic response, and this isn't my girlfriend, but in the past, in date when I used to date, it would be this quick snap to, oh, I could replace you, right? I don't need you in my life, right? That strong defensive black woman stance. Like, hey, I could have another you tomorrow. And so that was our circle. That was our circle of friends that hung around us and was around us, and the people that we thought were our friends. And since this connection her and I had, we realized those type of people are not good for us. That's not healthy. It's not healthy to, and they call it all so many different things: cancel culture, cut you off phase, cancel phase. But really and truly, those people are not helping you grow, because if you flee something at the first sign of trouble, you might have actually, that might have been your test. That might have been your test to grow through something, right? Growth doesn't happen in rainbows and sunshine. It happens when it's dark, when it's cloudy, and when it's a little foggy, right?
Mhm.
Not saying go through hell. You shouldn't go through hell, but sometimes that at the end of that dark tunnel is a rainbow, but you have to go through the darkness. But when you have friends like that, when you want to buy your first house, right? I was the first person in my social group to own a home. And then statistically today, most women, I think it's like 75% of women are homeowners.
Yes.
And there's very few men that own homes. And so when I heard that as a man, I said I feel like part of that is a circle thing. We need to change our circle. And so in this phase, I'm looking forward to better wholesome connections, better quality friendships,
Yes.
better quality relationships, all the ships, right? So that's the year I've had, and that's what I'm looking forward
Well,
to.
blessings on you too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. And those friends that don't fit, they'll just fade out of the picture. They will remove themselves. And I've had two friends since I was 6, and we are ride or die. We've all been married. I've always maintained the stance. I love you, but before I was married, I'm divorced now. I will not be that single friend friend to tell you what you need to do in your marriage. And one of my friends, look in the mirror.
Hey, Allie. To accept, press.
And tell yourself
sorry, Miss
what you're
Kyra.
telling me.
Hi, this is Gentleman Style
And
Podcast.
if you
This
can,
is Marcus. Who I asked who's calling? Who's on the phone?
Hi, this is Moya.
Moya Ali on the Gentleman Style Podcast show. Oh,
Hi.
hi, y'all. I gotta do this for her. This is Moya Ali. She's the CEO, founder of Build a Sister Up, Build a Brother Up Foundation. Bebop or Be Up, Be Us Up. Huge, hardworking mom. Family is I think from Africa, some part of Africa. Beautiful.
Yes,
Nigeria. Beautiful household, sisterly love. I'm talking about that Bill Cosby love. I'm talking about they stick tighter than white on rice. And so, welcome, Miss Moya Ali. This is our
Thank you. Hi.
How are you, sister? This is our recap
I'm
episode.
all right tonight.
Super up. You are. What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? This past year that's happened to you, and what are you looking forward to doing?
Where do I start? Oh my goodness, I don't want to take up too much time, but I am grateful for my family. As you said, we are white on rice, and I'm grateful that we still have that close knit relationship. And I'm grateful that I even have that it carried over to my own son. My son is my world. He's my most favorite person in the world, should I say. I'm grateful for him and all of his hard work. Honestly, it's been God that's been carrying us through. So, I mean, I'm grateful for my job, continuing to get up and be able to work. You know what I mean? Just having the strength and the health to be able to make it to work each day. I'm thankful for my mother. She continues to be here, and I continue to show support to her, and she shows support to us. I'm grateful for strength, because this year has probably been tough for a lot of people, but I'm grateful for the strength that I was able to maintain my sanity and able to keep going and overcome so much this year. In the future, I plan to look forward to doing my own work inside of Build a Sister Up and Build a Brother Up. I plan to meet some of the members that are in our group. I always want to meet them. I plan to continue to encourage others. I also plan to get a second master's degree this year. So that will be something that I'm really looking forward to, as well as send my own son to college this year as well.
That is double round of applause. What?
Thank you.
I know that's right.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
So in modern fashion, she's the owner, CEO, co-owner, CEO, founder of Build a Sister Up. So sisters, build her up. Build her. Any encouraging words, any advice that you have for her as she goes on her new venture into the positive light? Any experience or words of wisdom, sisters? Our sisters?
Keep going. Keep going.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Keep going. Don't stop.
I love it. Thank you.
You don't ever let nobody tell you don't have time. You too old. You too this. Keep going. As long as you can support what you got going on, keep going.
Yes. I love it. Thank you. Right. I love it. Society tries to put so much pressure on us, especially as women.
Yes, and remember that you still have a circle of women, even if you don't know them. Find a group on Facebook, find a group on Instagram, find a virtual group. We are out there, and we will support you emotionally. And all the love and success to you, and congratulations to your son as well.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Her son is super dope, man. Super dope.
He really is.
He's a character, but super dope. Moya, thank you again. You have an incredible year.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to call in.
You're a superhero. Super mom. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Whew. This is jam packed, but we're gonna keep it rolling. This is epic. Miss Kyra Shackleford. Here on the Gentleman Style Podcast Show, our special guest tonight, last year's winner of the cash prize giveaway. Recap, we are doing our holiday recap. You can also call in if you want to share what you've gone through, what you're recapping from your year, what achievements, what goals, and what mission you're on for the following projecting year. You can call in and share your success, your win story, your win here on the show today. But keep the train rolling. We are recapping the year. Karmea, remember when we had another these two same difference in friends live episode? That was so we did the recap of their show, which is an incredible show, incredible podcast. You got to check them out. Same difference everywhere, and we had a relationship talk, and we asked questions about the common issues that people are having in modern day 2024 dating. And one of the questions was, would you reveal an inheritance to your partner, your significant other? And these is what the ladies have to say. Would you tell your fiance?
If I'm close to the person I'm with now, yeah, I'll let
You
them
would
know.
tell them that you just lost somebody and you're inheriting 100K.
But I'll wait till I get it in my possession because I don't want to get I don't want to throw it out there and I don't have it.
Okay. Okay.
I can't. The way John laughed, I was like, "What you laughing for?"
So I wanted to ask, that was an incredible conversation, that whole conversation. And then when we all get together, it's crazy. So I wanted to ask Miss Kyra Shackleford. And Miss Kyra, if you want me to stop saying your last name for security purposes to keep them haters off you.
Okay. They can find me. They can Google me. They're gonna find me.
Big business, big business. She could fight y'all. Don't mess around. Um So recapping the year, I'm gonna ask the same question to Miss Shackleford because that was a great conversation topic. Miss Kyra, you're engaged. You're engaged to someone. No major issues to kill the relationship. Not immediate family, but someone close enough to you that has made an impact in your life and you've made an impact in theirs. They die. That was a horrible transition. They die. But they leave you an inheritance of money of $100,000. Would you tell your partner, your up and coming partner, you're engaged, ring, posted it on social media, y'all link the two Facebook accounts together, y'all got the matching photos, the matching outfits, the matching pajamas. So would you Carmia, would you tell your partner that you inherited the money? Yes or no? And why or why not?
Yes, as soon as I place it in a living trust.
What?
Because
Okay.
I need to make sure my daughters are taken care of first.
Protection.
Yes. So I will place it in a living trust. I will make sure that it's allocated as the way that it needs to be, 33, 33, 34. And then I will let him know. And then we will then decide what to do with that money if we choose not to save it for a rainy day. But he would, in fact, know.
But you made a decision already. You made the decision before you told him.
Well, the reality is, my first and foremost, I need to take care of my children. What I learned from my past marriage was I was one of those women, I had my own house, I had everything. And he did not come to the table with that. And I didn't care because it's all about love. Then I bought a house that was 3 times as much. I got a new vehicle. He got a new vehicle. And then 9 months later, we're not together anymore. And I'm stuck with this huge mortgage and all of these bills where I didn't protect myself and I should have protected myself first and foremost, protecting my daughters. So essentially, I'm starting over again and I need to make sure that they are taken care of no one else because they come from me. And now, since they're taken care of, I will then be connected with him. And if he is a part of me, then the 34% would be between us.
Understood. Understood.
That might sound selfish, but you know, I have two daughters that are college age. One is in college. I can't that, and if he doesn't understand that, then maybe he's not the life partner that I should be with. And if he has children, then I can divide that living trust into all of our children because it's not just about my children only. If he has three children or one child or two children, then I can divide that money up because I will love his children as I love mine. And it's about protecting the children before protecting ourselves.
Understood. Not gonna argue with anyone.
That's why I'm here.
That's what? What'd you say?
I said, I guess that's why I'm not married because
Oh.
I want to protect the children first. They still got a chance to change the world.
That's not great point. That's not a bad thing to protect the children, and you should want to connect with someone that has the same heart as you when it comes to kids. You want someone that loves kids as much as you do. So that's I think yeah. I don't that's not a reason why I don't think you're not married. I think just again, the statistic that I go back to that sticks out to me, 75% of women are homeowners. And so our women are killing it. Our women are doing extremely well. There's certain parts of the world in the country that women are moving up to more positions and leaderships, and I'm not talking like leadership in business. I'm talking political arena. Women are becoming a lot more forward facing in the political arena, holding seats in Congress and Palatine that were traditionally occupied primarily by men. And so our women are killing it, and I don't think we should get in the way of that. But we do need. I think we need to also realize that our men are not doing well. Our men are struggling and they're not doing well and they're behind.
Yes.
Our men are behind the ball when it comes to our women. And I think that's why there's a mass reason of why so many women who are killing it are single. That's one of the reasons, not the only reason, but I think that's
Last
one of
few
the reasons.
decades, women have been burning the trail up like Ghost Rider. We have been we've been burning that trail up, honey. Between getting the degrees, getting to the bag, buckling down and saying, you know what, let me get it for myself and get it. I have to because I can't depend on no one else. And and we're sitting over there looking at the men like, not all of them, but saying, some of them you're looking at them like, so whenever you're ready, to hit the dusty trail, I already burned that trail. You might want to create a new one. But I think men, I really do think a lot of men need to find or sit down with someone who is mature and has already went through that process of doing what they had to do in life and building. But are they man enough to realize or mature enough to realize that they need to?
So I'll also say this: with so many women killing it, I also am asking our women as well as our men, but I'm asking our women because you all are killing it to have a heart for men, right? And so don't sit there and say, "Men, you gotta get it together." Say, "How can I help you?" Because that's what you would want someone to do for you. That's the heart you would have. Women are killing it because you guys are seeking out the knowledge. You guys are getting the higher educations, the degrees, and everything. But what do they always say? Don't forget to send the ladder back down.
That
And
is
so
true. But what if they don't know that they need the help? Or do they know that they even want it? Because sometimes men have pride, and that pride will tell them, I don't need your help. And especially you being a woman, I definitely don't need yours.
Take a
And
look back at
that was
who
the
raised that.
catalyst of the end of my marriage, that
What?
he wanted to be the breadwinner. He wanted to, he didn't have the house, he didn't have the new car. I didn't care because I said, now it's time for us to build. This is a partnership. This is not just me. And I traveled a lot before I was married, which he knew. I was in a different city every week. And then once we got married, he was upset. He wanted me to quit. But bills have to be paid. I don't care who makes the money, but the money has to be made. And we have a lifestyle and we live in a zip code that requires a certain tax bracket. And if I quit, we can no longer afford that. So once I find something local, which I have at this point, but he was unwilling to hear it. It really hurt his pride. And that's very unfortunate. But I mean, we still get along, even though we're divorced. I know that there's some emotional tax that he needs to work on himself. And I've been told that I'm a bit aggressive. So that's something that I'm working on myself. However, as a woman who understands where she is in life, I'm not unwilling to submit to a man, but he has to be worthy enough and strong enough emotionally to support me so I can let down those walls.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's not going to be easy. I want to give homage and respect to our Instagram um, followers. Here we have Wealth Building Strategists. They say on Instagram, if I'm not married, I wouldn't allocate money to anyone but my kids. So she's referring to the clip that we just spoke about. So if she's not married, so I responded in the comments with my toxic masculinity. So why not? And she says, until you're married, you're single. That's her. That's a wealth building strategist on Instagram. That's their response. Until you're married, you're single. And so she would allocate everything to her kids, is what I read. And then Dantes Trump, shout out to Big Dantes Trump in the comments, said women getting CDL licenses and running women NBA and the rap game help. And the rap game help. We almost had a female president. That's true. Meant hell. Okay. So that's Dante's Trump on Instagram. Incredible comedian. And incredible guy. So interesting.
What the first person said is definitely, I get what she's saying. By law, you're single. You're single until you sign that paperwork that says that you are married and intertwined with that person. So I get what she's saying. So that money is for me and mine until I get what she's saying. She basically saying that money for me and mine until we sign some paperwork and then we could talk about splitting it. But until then,
so my question to her is, would you tell him though? Sure. If you say this money is for my kids, would you tell him, or you're not telling him squat?
Right.
That's the question.
I will tell him
right
after the funds have been allocated and they are safe. So it's safe in a living trust for my children. And we're going to split it 33, 33, 34. Mommy's got to get some too.
For sure.
So they will have theirs. And then after that 34%, I will let him know because I trust him. And once we get married, then, okay, how do we split this together? But until then, Micah and Layla, that's who's taken care of.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my rebuttal question to wealth building strategists is, would you tell him before or after, or you can tell him at all? But Kyra Shackleford laying down the law in her household, y'all. And Karmea, these ladies came to play. They came with the heart and the passion. They came with the seriousness. And we are recapping. This is our recap episode. We are in the spirit and jolly. Recapping the year, recapping 2024, the ups and downs of the show, the incredible conversations. And we are bringing back, if you're just tuning in, we are bringing back Kyra Shackleford. She's last year's grand prize winner, to the Gentleman Style Podcast Show cash prize winner. Miss Kyra, I have a question just now. It just dawned on me. What did you do with the money? Can you share what you did
Oh, I
with
paid
the?
a bill.
No, that's right.
I just told
I
you I'm
know
a
that.
single mother. I paid a bill, and I was very grateful.
That was dope. That was dope. She when she won that money, I was like, it was so dope to see her name across the screen. And then she called in, got the question right, and she was like, "Oh, thank you." We had confetti. It was dope. It was dope. We love you, Miss Kyra Shackleford. Thank you again. That was
I love
super
you
dope.
guys too.
We have another clip. Carmia, remember the conversation with the mother who had been estranged? This is so like in line. The mother who had became estranged from her kids, married,
Mm.
and her children wanted nothing to do with her. We are recapping. That was a very powerful conversation. Um, that hit home, and it
Yeah.
really educated me on, and especially like I can imagine, kind of have kids of my own yet. I can imagine Miss Shackleford, like imagine doing all that work, putting the money aside, putting the trust aside, and then paying for school, grinding the late nights, the early mornings, and then your kids don't want to talk to you in their later years. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to connect with you. That's hard to really take in. We are gonna play that clip to recap. How did you get out of that hole? How did you learn? Was it the comfort in knowing that it's not your fault and God loves you anyway? How did you get out of that mindset? Because I can imagine most moms, they want to keep. I encounter it all the time. The mother that's like, "Oh, you'll always be my baby. You'll always be mine," and that's true. But I also need you to be an individual.
Mm.
That is hard. Miss Kyra, how would you take that? How would you take that'd be hard. What I guess what steps would you try to take to prevent something like that from happening?
I'm blessed not to be in that position. I struggle with where the economy is now, whether or not I should kind of push the baby bird out of the nest. Um, but I keep just coming back and pulling her back with my oldest. It would break me. It would
Mm,
actually break me. I don't know if I would be able to survive that. And a long time ago, when my daughters used to argue all the time, I said I'd rather that they disliked me if and then they be close, and then they turn around and they say, "But you wanted us to be close and be against you." But
mm.
that would totally break me. They're going to be my kids for life, and I'll fight as hard as I can to make sure that they stay that way.
Yeah. It- that was I think she shared some of that. She seemed very cheerful that episode. She seemed very robust and the same breath, right?
Hmm.
Remember Carmia? Like she
Yeah,
seemed
she
like
was. Because I think it's the case that she was in the process of working it out with, working through it and working it out with her children. Not saying that they're perfectly in a great space, but they're working towards a better place. And that's the way that it sounded when she was talking to us about where she was currently in the relationship with her children. See, you don't have to be in the best space, but it's good that you're working towards that place. And just the thought process of it, saying, just the process of the progress. That's all that matters. It
And
don't have to be
also,
perfect.
yes, also looking into where what's the breakdown? What is the trauma, and how can you overcome that trauma?
true. I think the breakdown. I have to rewatch it. Um, I think the breakdown was I think the marriage ended first. I think she had been married umpteen years with this husband. She was a stay at home wife, took care of the kids, took care of the household, and I think the if and we are gonna rewatch it. I'm gonna rewatch it, but it's like I think the marriage ended first, and then the kids were like it was slowly next. Is the breakdown there? And that's real. Kids blame themselves sometimes.
Hmm.
They think it's their fault why mom and dad are going their separate ways, and if I was a better kid, and it could get really, really, they could really internalize a lot of stuff that has, in some cases, most cases, I'd probably bet had nothing to do with it.
Very true. And part of being a parent is to reassure your children that this is something that you are going through with your partner, and that they understand it has nothing to do with them. And maybe it comes back to, older Black families saying, stay out of grown folks' business, but actually explaining to them why this is an issue between you and your partner, and at least linking with the partner to sit down with them together.
Big facts. Big facts. Look at you dropping these nuggets, these gems. I'm sorry. We jolly. Miss Shackleford, y'all. Spilling tea all episode. This is epic. And I love recapping the year because it reminds me of what's important. And you all are reminding me right now what should have been always at the front of mind. So I thank y'all. I'm grateful for y'all. I'm grateful for you, Karmea, Moya, Jared, and everybody tuning in. I'm grateful for y'all. We have survived a lot. We have survived a lot. I swear to God, if the only thing left is like Tupac, if he comes out and he's like he's not dead, I'd be in the wall. I'd be in the ground.
Not in the wall.
Like I would be out like cartoon style. When the cartoons would like run through the water and you see the outline. I would just be done with 2024. Like Tupac ain't dead.
If he come back, I'm gonna be like, look, I got a lot of questions. You gotta have who you doing the interview with first. I need to know. Did you sleep with Faith Evans or not? I'm joking.
Oh my God. We get to ask you, sir. Speaking of hints, we had Karmea and I were blessed with an incredible opportunity to interview this legend.
Yes.
Karmea, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Oh my God. We interviewed a legend. We are gonna play a clip to hint to you what you guys have to look forward to this upcoming conversation with this BET legend. Here's the clip here.
The latest thing about the shit that bothers me, that now the police want to get off. They say they shouldn't have to go to trial because they didn't get a speedy trial, they've been violated. Let me tell you what pissed me off. Number one, you don't treat humans like that. But secondly, the only way you can do 100 miles an hour in a Hyundai is if you're going down a steep hill full of fat people with a heavy tailwind. Doesn't work. That's what I want to know. And any black man watch that and still driving, you're brave. You're goddamn brave. I'm scared to drive. I bought a fucking bus pass. I'm scared to drive. If I look in the rearview mirror and see the police and crack, one day I broke in my own fucking house. You hear me? I ain't but look, I was halfway out the door. Like I do want to talk about, anybody here fucking besides me? Anybody else fucking? All right, we're doing one right now. I'm out of here. I'm gone. Bye.
That is, oh my gosh, that is going to be, you guys, we have that clip, that interview. That is a hint into who's coming on the show. And so you guys got it connected. We are on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, Facebook business page, Apple iTunes, Audible, Ghana Radio, radio.com. Anywhere you get your podcast, we are there. You got to connect to see that interview. That conversation was huge. We talked about, we talked about relationships. He touched on his career. He touched on so many different things that were major. So that interview, you guys got to connect for, to stay connected with. That is epic. Moving right along, Mish, let's see. We have another clip here. We wanted to talk about, remember when we had the conversation, Karmea, with the retired spy?
Mm-hmm.
But what did you think of him as a retired? Did you believe anything he said?
Oh, definitely. But you had to think that we kind of believe that because you used to be in a branch of military, and I come from a military family, so the stuff that we've heard it wasn't, what he was talking about. I was like, I can just imagine that's just the tip of the iceberg of the book of the, excuse my language, of the stuff that he had to endure just to do that for the military, just to be that. I can just the tip of the iceberg. So the stuff he was saying, I was like, it's not far fetched at all. Actually, I'm, he probably didn't tell us everything he had to endure.
I couldn't believe the interview when we got him on the show and we got him booked. But some of the things he said, it was too far fetched almost to believe that he had been through.
And it's like a Hogan's Hero movie. You've got one fence, you got to cross over because that's where the dogs are going to be. Then you got a double fence. So a double fence, you go in, and there's the mothership. As in regards to World War I, World War II, this is where the prisoner handling or the high valued assets were interrogated. As in, if you were captured over during World War I, World War II, and the prisoners were brought back, that's the camp. That's where you were going to go get interrogated.
And that was your specialty? Was that your specialty? Is that why
that was my first experience? That's my first experience in the field of human intelligence, because I was going to become an interrogator. And I'm like, sweet. It was 7 days. So from Sunday to Sunday. So on Sunday, we go in and it's fenced again inside. We have to go through a fence. Right. The first hour, I'm stripped naked, thrown into a cell, and interrogated.
I did not believe him.
That type of situation. I was like, I can believe it because I've heard some things, especially when it comes to, different branches of the military. Like I've heard Marines tell me certain things and I'd be like, they like, they break them down to rebuild them like they want them to be. They break them down to rebuild them. So when he said that, I was like, I believe it. They put you in a state of there's nothing. You have nothing. You are nothing. And you have to deal with that state.
Sound like being a black mom. Miss Kyra, what did you think? Do you think spies are real? Do you think that world it really exists? Are you a what do they call them? Tinfoil hat? Are you a tinfoil hat type of girl?
I'm not a tinfoil hat type of girl, but I definitely do believe in spies and interrogation. And considering, when you are a single mother, you do a lot of investigating on your own. So, I mean, considering what I can find, I'm sure that they have professionals out there that are doing it.
That was huge. Wait, you be spying on your dates, Miss Kyra? I feel you look up your date before you go on a date. I heard that's a thing that women do. Y'all be looking up.
Yeah, I got to do a background check.
These days, you better
yes,
you better do something.
You do a background check on men that are dating you?
Yes. However, I have not dated since I've gotten divorced. I've only been interested in one person, but we have not dated. But anyone that has been interested in me, I background check them. Absolutely. I want to know if you're a felon, if you are a PDF file. I want to know. And, it's the big stuff. I want to know if you've had assaults. I'm not looking for your credit report. I don't care. That can fluctuate with time. But the large stuff that's going to affect myself and my family, I'm checking for it.
That's real. That's real. So if he doesn't like that you do that, is that a deal breaker? Or he doesn't want you to, is that a deal breaker for you?
Well, I don't tell him that I'm going to do it, but I do bring it up if I find something. There was one gentleman who wanted to take me out, and I ran a background check, and we met at, I think, Panera, and I asked him, I see that you have an assault on your background check. Can you tell me about it? And yes, you can say wow, but yes, I did that, and we discussed it, and there wasn't an issue. We actually just really didn't connect very well, and that's why I didn't date him. But he told me the background behind it, and I already knew because I did a background check but it's more about, are you going to be honest with me up front? And he was honest. He didn't ask me either, why did I do a background check? Because that's what I expected. Like, you did a background check on me, but I let him know I have children. I have daughters. I need to know who I'm dating, that I'm going to come home at night. And who knows if it progresses, if, a year later or whatever, however close we get, if he meets my children, I want to know who's around my children. And I don't care how old they are.
That's right. Karmea, you nodding your head. You're in full blown agreement.
Yes. If you got a problem with somebody doing a background check, then what you hiding? I'm just saying. What are you hiding if you got a problem with a background check? That makes me feel like, oh well, something's about to fall out of the file. Like, what's the problem? If you got an issue with like, you did what on me? Like, okay, so what you hiding that you so surprised?
Yes,
It's a job. I feel like if the government in a job can do it, why can't I?
The government and your job asked you first.
But it's still a requirement, though. It's still a requirement. You said they're gonna hire you without it?
No, they're not gonna hire you, which is why I asked the question.
They still ask you. They still gonna ask you, but if you say no, they're gonna go for it to be without you. Next person. They be like, is it okay if we do a background check? No, okay, well, you're not good for this job anyway. Next. It doesn't matter. They ask you to be nice. They ask you to be nice. It's still going to be a requirement for that background check for you to even go to the next level. So
exactly, it's not really a question. They're gonna do it regardless. So, they're just being polite, as you said, Karmea.
Mm-hmm.
And a PDF file is a pedophile.
It's just the best way to say it on social media so somebody don't flag you.
There you go. So I was Stanley Reed read my mind. We were brother.
I
was like, what a PDF? I thought she meant
abbreviation.
Like she want the PI, the private investigator, to hand her that PDF. I was like, what?
Why you ain't just ask Marcus? You just sit there like, yeah, I know what he's talking about.
That's a toxicity of it, right? I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna look it up in the Urban Dictionary later after we get off the show, and I'm gonna come back and if I can't find answers, then I'll inbox her privately. Don't want to be live and embarrassing myself. This is dope. This is absolutely dope. This is our Christmas episode, our recap of the year, and we are celebrating what we are grateful for, what we are excited for, what we are appreciative for this year. And we've had an epic year, an epic season, and we've had a lot to be sorry about. We've had a lot to be happy about. I am happy for one interview in particular. We interviewed a very incredible woman who has a nonprofit organization who helps find homes for women who are in a domestic violence situation or going through a domestic violence situation or potentially about to go through a domestic violence situation. But that's not the unique thing about her. The unique thing and the really powerful thing that I learned in that interview is that she also helps find homes for your pets. And she stated a lot of statistics. She stated a lot of data. And one of the reasons, because as a man, I can speak for a man. As a man, I used to wonder why in the world would a woman return to her abuser? Why in the world would a woman go back to her abuser? And one of the reasons that I discovered in that interview is that one of the reasons someone will return to their abuser is to return to get their pet. And so she makes it a point to find not only the mother, the woman, find a home and find a place to stay, but she also finds your pet a place to stay as well. And she's built an entire nonprofit around it. And here's her clip. You experienced it where they were going back home to the abuser to get the pet and not being able to leave.
Back in the situation with their pet. They couldn't bring their pet back to the shelter. So they would just go back to live with their abuser for the purpose of ensuring the safety of their pet. Because what we recognize as well with a person who abuses a human being, they are also more likely to abuse an animal as well. And we also know that within animal cruelty, people that abuse people, they don't start off hitting people or abusing people. They start off abusing animals. It could be the squirrel in your neighborhood, the cat. It could be all manner of animal cruelty happens. People don't necessarily start off with a human being. So we really want to just take away that abuser's ability to hurt anybody, any animal, any living thing. So that's what we want to do.
That's major. Dr. Cook, y'all, give it up for her. Huge. So you have grown. Karmea, what was your fondest memory about that interview? What did you thoughts about that?
Being that I don't have a pet. I love everybody else's, but a lot of times, quite often, I love animals more than humans. Love them more than humans. I promise you, I do. So I definitely do understand, and that's not the first time I've heard people being in tough situations like that, and they're going back for their pet. It's not necessarily the person that they came from. That pet is kind of like it's like a emotional support animal for them. That's their family. That's their love of that. Not saying they didn't love that person, but the pet is a different dynamic that they feel to always be there for them. So they'll go back for that pet, and they get stuck in that situation again. It's like a cycle. So what she's doing to have that type of organization, it makes sense, because people don't think about that. Like, okay, what about the people who go through DV that have animals that they don't have nowhere to put them, and that they want to stay there. They only way they can go through life smoothly is to stay there for the moment, but staying there is a dangerous time. So this was my first time hearing about an organization like that.
Huge. Ms. Kyra, what are your thoughts when you hear that? What comes to mind? Because I think she's doing incredible work, but did you know that before, Ms. Kyra, that a woman who's been abused or being abused that often returns because she has to save her pet? You ever heard of that?
I have never heard of it, but I can completely empathize with it. Um, I'm a cat mom of two, and I couldn't imagine leaving my pets, but also thinking about when women of domestic violence do leave, if they bring their pets with them, will they be taken in? So is that why they leave the pet in the first place? So I think what she's doing is phenomenal work, and she's saving everyone's lives, not just the human's life.
Right. So you telling me, Ms. Kyra, nationally for the world to hear, you would return if you were being abused? You would return to your abuser to get your cat?
I would go to jail, because if I'm being abused and it's between me or them, it's gonna be them.
Right.
I'm not, I come from a long line of strong women, and although they were married, I was taught very early, no, you take that penitentiary chance. So my children will not see that. Absolutely not.
That's real. Did y'all hear the passion in her eyes? Did y'all see the fire come out? Like I was terrified, and I ain't do nothing to her. Like I was like, all right.
Oh, it's that black mom look like? No.
Let me sit up straight. Let me make sure my posture is good, so that like that was serious, y'all. But that's real, y'all. Powerful conversation, powerful interview. So we have talked about so many grateful things, and there's so many more interviews, but we want to get to the point where you all were waiting for, what you all were hoping for, is the cash prize giveaway. And so the cash prize giveaway, we're giving away $150 after this commercial break. So we're going to take a break. Don't go anywhere, don't go too far off. We'll be right back. Stay tuned, stay with us. We'll be right back. We have a couple commercials and bills to pay.
Baby Gear Services DMV specializes in high-quality baby gear rentals in the Maryland and DC metro area. We have a wide range of baby gear items for rent, including wooden cribs, car seats, high chairs, and more. We also offer seasonal specials and free delivery. Our prices are very versatile to cover every budget. Wooden cribs start at $17 a day, high chairs and even car seats start at $5 a day. Check out our website, www.bgsdmv.com.
Hey guys, this is your boy Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and we are here in Patrick Henry Mall, Newport News, Virginia. We're actually here for something unique just inside. Something new, brand new that we want to explore together. You guys ready? All right, here we go. Hey, boss. Heard you are an athlete, man. See you at the mall every day. We are at Patrick Henry Mall, living up, and we are talking about CBD. But first off, the normal thing that we all deal with is joint pain, back pain, suffer from everything.
Neck pain too.
Neck pain? You got some neck pain?
All the time, man. I'm getting up in age, you know what I'm saying? We're not young no more.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you. Bruh, CBD helps with the exact same thing. Neck pain, back pain, joint pain, all the pains, everywhere pain, right? And so that's what CBD does. That's what we're here to help you and me do. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
All right.
CBD is one of the most powerful cannabinoids because all it's focused on is the health and wellness. We're talking helping people with anxiety, depression, insomnia, sleep deprivation, all provided. CBD works with the natural mechanics of your body without the crazy side effects of Western medicine. So these products are here to actually align your body and get it back right so we can actually have a better quality of life. And that's what CBD does.
Elevate your wardrobe with a custom-tailored suit jackets from Alex Rose. Experience the luxury of bespoke fashion, where every detail is crafted to perfection. A tailored suit jackets from Alex Rose is more than just clothing. It's a statement of sophistication and individuality. Why choose Alex Rose? 1. Perfect fit. Tailored to your exact measurements, ensuring unmatched comfort and style. 2. Premium quality. Only the finest fabrics are used, offering durability and a luxurious feel. 3. Personalised service. Enjoy a consultation with expert tailors who understand your preferences and style. 4. Unique design. Stand out with a suit that is uniquely yours, designed to reflect your personality and taste. 5. Long-term investment. A well-crafted suit is a timeless addition to your wardrobe, perfect for any occasion. Discover the confidence and elegance that comes with a custom-tailored suit jackets from Alex Rose. Visit Alex Rose to start your bespoke journey today. Happy suiting up. alexrose.uk.
We are back to the Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and we have these two beautiful ladies here. We have Karmea, the unorthodox Southern Belle, and the incredible Kyra Shackleford here on the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. Last year's winner of the grand prize, cash prize, money. And we are repeating the same thing this year. And so we just did a recap of the incredible year we've had and shared some wisdom this episode. That's what I'll call it. You all have shared wisdom. We have shared wisdom this episode, and it has been absolutely phenomenal. And so my question is, for the grand prize, is what is the name of the special guest that we have coming up to the show? And you can call in and give the answer. And if you get it correct, we will award you the cash prize money, giving away money. And so call in, share the answer. And so who do we have coming up interview-wise, special guest interview-wise, to the show? And if you get his name correct, you gotta say the full name. You can't sit there and give his his side name. This is Pookie from the 53rd and that. No, you gotta give his government name, or at least the name he's known for, well known for. And so, yeah, this is epic. You know what happened to me the other day while we're waiting for anyone to Google and cheat. um, but one of the things I feel like the world has been holding its breath for this year is the election. This was a really, really emotional election period. And I feel like now we can all take a breath, right? Not to say that we can breathe any easier, but I feel like the world was kind of holding its breath for a long time. It was very tense coming up to the election.
We still are.
Yeah, we still are. We still are.
Can we breathe?
Yeah.
Can we truly breathe yet, considering what's happening?
That's true. That's true. It was what is some of the stuff I've seen? Some of the stuff I've seen was incredible. Like I think one cruise line is booked out for 4 years. They're booked out for 4 years, and they're allowing people to come and book out and allow themselves to be like, oh, if you want to skip this election cycle, you can stay on our cruise and we're going to hit all the ports and go all the towns and all the stuff. And you can basically not be in the United States if you don't want to. That's some of the stuff that I've seen that people are doing because of the election. What are you ladies' thoughts on that?
If that's what you want to do to escape it, then you find your reality, honey.
Yeah.
You find your reality in this horror of hell that this 4 years could possibly bring.
You would leave? You would leave the US. Y'all would leave the United States.
All I'm going to say is,
I have considered it.
as a African American woman, and I will always be a female. This administration does not favor my gender nor my race.
I absolutely agree. I believe that anyone who believed the rhetoric that was being spewed at them throughout the campaign process, they are going to be definitely, sadly, um, proven wrong. I'm looking at the cabinet picks already, and if I had the money, I'd be in Spain at this point.
Spain. Really? You
Yes,
have considered leaving the United States because of the presidential election? Okay.
absolutely.
Why? Go ahead.
I've
Sorry.
almost lost a best friend. Out of the two best friends, I was at the point to one of them, she stopped speaking to me. And I was completely fine with that because in the community in which we grew up in is very conservative, but we had a conversation on, we are the change, and this country needs to have an African American woman or a woman, period, to start changing what has unraveled within the past 8 years. And they just didn't see it that way. And, you know, obviously we're back. I'm always gonna love my sister, but I believe that this country was bamboozled, and the whole rhetoric, or is she Asian or is she black, if that's the one thing you have to hold on to, then you don't see the world as I see it. And this cabinet that he is picking is incompetent, immoral, and we are truly at the beginning of a civil war.
Real talk. Real talk. So you and your friend shared who y'all voted for with each other?
Oh, absolutely. Before the
Mm.
election, we have been speaking about it since before Kamala announced that she was running.
Mm.
Because frankly, I was afraid for Biden running. However, I was willing to roll the dice and let nature take its course. But I have no problem sharing who I voted for. I have no problem letting people know that I take my youngest child who loves civics and allowing her to look up the issues, and she can actually vote for me while we are in the booth together, because she has to understand the issues that are coming up for her lifetime that she can make the decisions for. She is at the beginning of the future, and I need her to fully understand it. She's fully ensconced in understanding government and politics, from the city, local politics, all the way up to federal. And that's part of what we need to teach our children. We didn't all learn that as we were growing up. We were just told you're 18, you can vote. And that's pretty much it. We need to know why we're voting.
I could see that. So so when you so wait, that's weird, because if I'm telling you up until the election the whole time who I'm voting for, and then I vote, and then you stop talking to me, that's weird, because we've been talking about it the whole time. Was she trying to change your mind while y'all was talking about it? Because that's weird.
I was trying to change her mind. And
Ah,
the reality is, I'm an open book. I'll pretty much answer any question as long as it doesn't involve my finances. And this has been an open conversation for at least the past year, especially when the first presidential debate happened. And I have nothing to hide. I mean, I am an African American woman. I believe in the power of choice. And there are just certain times where women have to make choices that may not be conducive to what their church believes in, or what their relatives believe in, or their religion believes in, but they still have to make that choice. And I do not agree with women having to miscarry in a hospital parking lot and risk their lives in order to bring some sort of calm to someone else's life. If you're a man, you have no idea what I'm going through, or what the woman next door to me is going through. And how dare I judge if she was raped or molested, or her child was raped and molested, and they need to take precautionary measures.
Mhm. And I have family members, a few family members I know. Well, of course I know that they're my blood, and I have friends that there were things that they couldn't have avoided. They couldn't avoid it. They was pregnant, something happened, and if it wasn't for someone, for the doctor doing what they did, they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be here today. So you're telling me I would have had to lose my blood, my family, because of you chose not to. You chose to put these doctors in a situation that they can't touch them to save their life because of these laws. And I'm like, you're going to lose so many people, and you're also going to make the birth rate decline even more. You think it's bad now? Oh, wait till we clink lock it down. Nobody's getting in or out. Good luck.
And did you read about how many men went to schedule their vasectomies the day after the election? This
I
is
heard.
insane. And it's not just about being pro-choice. It's also being about, what about the economy on the verge of collapsing at this time, and the power of the dollar that we need to be trading in, purchasing gold, because we have no idea what's going to happen. Let's look at the fact that North Korea already has a missile that is pointed to our particular country. And frankly, me being a Michigander, I'm looking at, where do I need to live? If I live over here, I'm near a base. If I live over here, I'm near the KKK. I live 30 minutes from where the neo-Nazis were. And people were afraid to leave the Diary of Anne Frank showing. They actually had to have the police walk them out to their cars. That's absolutely insane. So we have a double-edged sword, being African American and being women. We can't control anything. We can't control our power to reproduce. We cannot, as an African American or as people of color, so including you, Marcus, you have your own country against you, which we're used to. But now, as Black women, it doesn't matter where we move. It's always going to be a gun to our proverbial gun to our head.
I'm hearing you all, and I want to feel through this with y'all. I'm really taking the time to feel through it with you. I voted. I think it's the first time I've ever voted, to be honest with you. And I'll say that publicly. It's the first time I felt that this was important enough to stand up with my Black women and say that there's a need. And as a man who is in love with a Black woman, we as men need to stand up with them. And so it's the first time I've ever voted, and it was an important vote for me. This election period was an important reason to stand up. Up until now, I never felt compelled by the choices we've had. And that's just being honest. I've never and in other situations, I felt like we know who's going to come out ahead in this one. And so this is the first time I've actually stood up and voted. And so I'll say that publicly. But yeah, we recently did an interview. You mentioned Spain. We recently did an interview where we interviewed a gentleman on how can you move to Mexico? Have you ever considered moving to Mexico?
I mean, they
I
have the
was,
cartels.
I was about to say, I was like, that's all, nice and dandy, but you got the politicians over there, the politicians who are already in power saying that if Trump's administration decides to send people back to Mexico, they're going to go ahead and deport Americans back to America. So with that being said, good luck moving. Good luck moving. Because if he's going to have this mass deportation, they're saying, okay, that's cool. We'll send y'all people back over there too.
Yeah.
So I guess you won't be moving over there anyway.
Yeah. Or be sent right back.
And again, they have the cartels. If you go to South America, you have the corrupt governments and you have the drug trade. If you go to Africa, we see the great part of it on TV, but you have to deal with the mutilation of women in certain countries. If you go to China, Xi Jinping. If you go to South Korea, there's North Korea right there. You go to Japan, then it's an island. So you're looking at climate change. Right now, if I go to Italy, I might say I got a slick mouth. So I might, mouth off to somebody in the Costa de Nostra and I'm not here anymore. So Spain it is.
Is that why I was about to ask
France
you? Is that why Spain?
Yes. In France, they have an issue with neo-Nazi issues as well. So that's it. I've marked it and I'm very open. Our family has a group chat and we've talked about the issues. And we also stressed how important it is to vote on the local level and how it goes up to the federal level, because if Trump doesn't know anything else, he has an advisor in his ear on who he needs to put in on the local and state level, which is allowing him to rule on a federal level. And that's why we need to teach our young early and teach our younger family members. I'm like the second born out of like 20 of them. So teaching my younger cousins and them teaching their children, make sure you vote locally and then make our way up to the federal level. Trump is just ahead of an already chaotic system. And we are the reason why that they are put in power, because we didn't vote in those local elections. We need to make sure every 2 years we're in those booths and that we are ensuring that our children are learning civics. And if those schools do not offer civics, then you find someone that does offer a class in civics so they learn the truth.
So true. It's so true. You are speaking a profound thing. We do need to not only vote for our president, also vote locally in our homes. Go ahead, Karmea.
I'm sorry, this is going to be a sidebar because I noticed that we didn't have a call in yet. Now, I just knew that we cannot have this many uncultured people. Y'all do not know who that person is. Like you guys must not want the prize, but hey, I guess we can always regift ourselves. Blessed be the fruit. Next.
So we will play the clip one more time. We'll play the clip one more time of a special upcoming guest of who we're having to the show. If you can call in, and this is our call-in cash prize giveaway. The cash prize is $150. Call in, win the prize money, and that's if you can name who this celebrity.
The latest thing about the shit that bothers me, that now the police want to get off. They say they shouldn't have to go to trial because they didn't get a speedy trial, they've been violated. Let me tell you what pissed me off. Number one, you don't treat humans like that. But secondly, the only way you can do 100 miles an hour in a Hyundai is if you're going down a steep hill full of fat people with a heavy tailwind. That doesn't work. That's what I want to know. And any black man watch that and still driving, you're brave. You're goddamn brave. I'm scared to drive. I bought a fucking bus pass. I'm scared to drive. If I look in the rearview mirror and see the police can crack, one day I broke in my own fucking house. You know what I mean? I do want to talk about, anybody here fucking besides me? Anybody else fucking? All right, one right now. I'm out of here. I'm history. I'm gone. Bye.
This is our cash prize giveaway. So we gave y'all 2 shots to look at the clip of who a special guest we're bringing in, and we have had the pleasure and honor of interviewing on the show. And that is a upcoming interview. Call in. This is our call-in special. We'll give you guys another 5 minutes.
5 minutes is just enough time. If they don't know about now, they never will. Next.
Cash prize winner. We want to give back. And so this is something Karmea and I started last year, and we found the incredible Miss Kyra Shackleford here on the Gentleman Style Podcast Show and connected with her. And she was last year's winner, called into the show and won her prize. She used it to pay bills. And that's what it's about. It's about giving back. You all have blessed us and honored us by being here. Thank you for the stars. I saw the stars in the comment. Thank you all for the stars. So this is our way to bless you all, because you all bless us all year round with your ears and your time and your energy and your resources. So we appreciate you. Call in, say who that famous celebrity is, and you will win the cash prize, $150. Woo, woo, woo. I said 150,000. I was like, no.
I was about to call in.
You're about to get off the line, come back. But huge.
Let me go get a family member in the car real quick. 150K, we could split that multiple ways.
What Miss Kyra said earlier? 30, 30, 36, 30, 30, 34.
30, 30, 33, 33, 34.
There you go. Thank you. Call in, win the prize, answer the question of who we had on the show. And so, yeah, somebody said, I want to stay in the same breath. I heard on another show that someone said if Obama had ran, she would have won. And I am inclined now. I felt it then when they said it, because they said it before the results had came out. But I really feel it now, seeing the massive sweep of red of votes across the United States. Because his statement was she was the only one that could beat him. And so now, you think so?
Absolutely. It's not just her intelligence. Yes.
I could definitely see it.
You can.
I can definitely see it. I just wish that she would have, because at one point they were saying that she did say that if she saw him as a threat to win again, that she would do it. So we looking at her like, anytime now.
Sis, where were you?
Anytime you go ahead and get your hair pressed and come on out. Anytime.
Oh, yes. Her intelligence, her charisma, and just the way that I think that she has the ability to sway the public into understanding and teaching people who are deemed unteachable into understanding what we need to do as a country to heal.
That's real. Karmea, what about her do you feel she would have had a chance to win? What is, because Miss Kyra said it's the demeanor, the demur. That's what we're gonna say. The demeanor, the demur. Oh, we have a caller calling in.
AKA Dante's Trump.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
I'm about to block this. Hi, this Gentleman Style Podcast show. Welcome. Who's the caller? Who's the name? Who we have on the show? And how can we help you, sir?
Hey, what's up? This is Manny Hodge, AKA Dante's Trump.
Dantes Trump, the man, the myth, the legend. This guy is an incredible actor, incredible comedian. So it does not surprise me that he's calling in. Sir, did you see the clip?
Yes.
So
I think I got it.
You think you got okay? Who's the name of the gentleman that we are interviewing coming up here soon? What is the name of this famous celebrity?
Well, as a fellow comedian, I think I know this. It's Showboat himself from House Party 3, aka Michael Colyar. What name was?
You got it.
Yeah.
We are interviewing an incredible celebrity, Michael Colyar, on the Gentleman Style Podcast show.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. You got it, sir. You got it. Dope. Sir, reach out to us. We will cash up you the money, but congratulations. You are the grand prize winner.
Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah.
How do you feel, sir?
I feel good. Hey, that's like my favorite movie that he was in as a kid, man. House Party 3.
Same. House Party 3. That was my movie.
He did House Party. He did Martin's show, Norbert. He's done a lot in acting.
Mm-hmm.
Done a huge.
Yeah.
Why is House Party your favorite out of all of them?
That's probably like the first comedy movie I grew up and understood. Like I was like, okay, because there was so many guest appearances in that movie.
That's huge.
You had Bernie Mac came through. You had Chris Tucker. You had, of course, you already know the regular main character was Kid and Play. They was in there. You had so many major comedians come through and show out on that movie. Like it was funny as all hell. And everybody was funny in their own right.
That's so real. That's super. Classic. Ms. Kyra, what did you appreciate about Michael Colyar? Is he your favorite comedian? Is Kevin Hart bigger than him? What are your thoughts?
No, he's bigger than Kevin Hart is more commercialized. So I would say that. But definitely the house party movies. That's when I was actually allowed to, start watching those movies. I was a little bit older.
Go to your room.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, yeah, you need to go study. Go study. We're gonna watch this movie. We'll call you when it's time to watch Do the Right Thing. But yes, great comedian, and one of the first sets of movies that I was allowed to watch. So definitely have an appreciation for him.
Super dope. Congratulations again, Mrs. Dante Trump. You are a cash prize winner. Please reach out to me. And we will get you your money ASAP pronto today. Thank you for calling in, bro. Thank you for tuning into the show. Thank you for subscribing and supporting the show.
Y'all doing a great job, man.
Thank
you.
Doing
a good job.
Thank you.
All right.
Another round of applause. We gotta go, y'all. That's it. We're out of money and out of time. No. But thank you all, Ms. Shackleford. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you. Don't be a stranger.
I will not. I'm doing better. I told you. I'm improving my circle. So you're part of that circle.
Okay.
Super dope. Karmea, you got any words to leave our audience?
You guys, it has been a difficult year for some, but the point is that we did make it. We're about to end this year. I know things look a little off right now due to what we've already found out, but there's some silver lining somewhere, and we're going to make it to the next year and keep on not only surviving, but thriving. Keep looking after each other, take care of each other, and take care of yourselves.
Facts. Miss Kyra, any wise words you want to live? You've shared so many nuggets this episode. Any wise words? Got one
Just
more and a half.
continue to pour into each other. Just continue to pour into each other. We are a family, even though we don't know each other intimately, and connect with each other and support one another.
Absolutely. Facts. Y'all, I can't come behind these two incredible women. What I will say about this, community is dope. Community is big, and we need each other. No one gets out of this alive. No one gets out by themselves. You didn't come in this world by yourself. Physically, someone else had to put you here, right? That's what I mean by that. You are here for a purpose, but that purpose, you'll get there. You'll find that you'll get there a lot faster and a lot simpler and a lot easier with a village. It takes a village. So connect, and improve your circle, and that's how we'll survive this together. All of us, one family, one unity, one podcast. I came up with something. But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for supporting the show. It's been an honor to serve you all, and we'll continue to serve you all and give back and support our community, support our fans, support the people that love us and tune into us. We will continue to grow with you, and we'll make it out of this alive. I promise you. Like we end every show, we gotta let this beautiful woman go. And like we end every show, take care of your friends, take care of your family, and always, take care of business. This is Marcus, your favorite gentleman, and
Karmea Wells, the unorthodox Southern Belle. Woo!
And the incredible.
Wait, are you?
Kyra.
Kyra Shackleford. Kyra Shackleford, relationship salesperson.
Love it.